Toby lived in a small village. It was a humble place. The houses were small and made of stone. The villagers worked hard. Life was simple, but it wasn't always easy. Toby had a secret. He dreamed in color. Toby loved to draw. He would find pieces of charcoal from the fireplace. He would use them to draw on any surface he could find. Sometimes it was a smooth stone, sometimes it was a patch of dirt. He would draw the things he saw around him. He drew the goats, the chickens, and the villagers, but in his drawings they were always surrounded by beautiful colors, unlike the real world. Toby wished he could bring the colors in his mind to life. He wished he had paints like the ones he'd heard about in stories. Paints that could make his drawings as bright and vibrant as his dreams. One day Toby was sketching in the woods. He felt a warmth spread through him. He knew in his heart that somewhere hidden among the trees was something special waiting for him. The Whispering Woods were just beyond Toby's village. They were called that because the wind made the leaves sound like they were whispering secrets. Toby loved the woods. He often wandered among the trees, looking for inspiration for his drawings. One afternoon, Toby followed a little path he'd never noticed before. It led him deeper into the woods than he'd ever been. The air grew quiet. Even the leaves seemed to hold their breath. In the center of a small clearing, he saw it. A wooden box lay half hidden under a blanket of fallen leaves. Toby's heart pounded with anticipation. He carefully lifted the box. It was heavier than he expected. He lifted the lid. Inside, nestled on a bed of soft velvet, was the most beautiful paintbrush Toby had ever seen. Its handle shimmered with 1,000 colors. Toby picked up the paintbrush. It felt warm and alive in his hand. He knew instantly that this was no ordinary brush. This was a magic brush, a tool that could make his dreams come true. Toby couldn't wait to try out his new paintbrush. He dipped it into his imagination. He imagined the most vibrant red he could think of. The brush seemed to glow, pulsing with the same red. With a shaky hand, he touched the brush to a rock. To his astonishment, the rock instantly turned the brightest red he had ever seen. He painted a blade of grass the most brilliant green. He painted a ladybug with perfect black dots on its shell. Everything he painted came to life exactly as he imagined it. The colors were richer and more vibrant than he could have ever imagined. Toby realized he held a powerful gift. He knew he couldn't keep it to himself. He wanted to use his gift to help his village, to bring the same joy and color to their lives that he felt in his heart. Section 4. The King's Greedy Heart. Word of Toby's magical paintbrush spread through the village and beyond. Soon everyone was talking about the boy who could bring his drawings to life. The villagers rejoiced in Toby's gift. They used the fruits and vegetables he conjured to feed the hungry. They marveled at the beautiful clothes he painted for those in need. However, not everyone was happy for Toby. News of the magic brush eventually reached the greedy King Randolph. King Randolph was known throughout the land for his insatiable appetite for wealth and his complete disregard for the well-being of others. The king was consumed by the thought of possessing the magical paintbrush. He imagined all the riches he could acquire. He could have mountains of gold. He could have palaces built of diamonds. He sent his guards to Toby's village. They had orders to bring the boy and his magic paintbrush to the castle immediately. Section 5. A Stroke of Cleverness. The king's guards stormed into Toby's village. They were a menacing sight, clad in shining armor, their swords clanging at their sides. Fear gripped the villagers. They knew that King Randolph was not a man to be trifled with. They worried for young Toby. Toby knew he couldn't fight the guards. He was just a boy and they were armed soldiers. But he refused to let the king take his gift and use it for selfish purposes. He had to outsmart them. He had to use his creativity and quick thinking. Toby stepped forward and faced the guards. He held up his magic paintbrush. He announced to them that he would gladly paint anything the king desired. However, he explained, the magic only worked within the village. The guards, eager to please the king, agreed to Toby's request. Section 6. The King's Colourful Lesson. Toby was escorted to King Randolph's grand castle. The castle was as imposing as the guards who had come for him. Toby, however, was not fazed. He knew he held the true power in his hands. He would teach the greedy king a lesson he wouldn't soon forget. The king, his eyes gleaming with avarice, ordered Toby to paint him a golden goose and make it lay golden eggs, he bellowed. Toby, with a secret smile, dipped his brush into his imagination and painted a magnificent golden goose. Just as he promised, the goose laid a beautiful, shimmering golden egg. The king was ecstatic. He snatched up the egg, his greed growing with each passing moment. "More!" the king demanded. "Paint me more golden geese! I want mountains of gold! I want to be the richest king in the world!" Toby nodded, pretending to comply. He painted dozens of geese. He painted them until the canvas overflowed with golden birds.